Hi, my name's Ian, and I want to talk to you guys, or the story I want to tell you. My narrative speech is going to be about the time that me and my friends, we went on a off-roading adventure for the first time. So it was me, or it was my friend Armando, Alex, and I. Um, we were talking one day over text on our group messages, and we're talking about how we never really do anything adventurous. We never really go out of our comfort zone. We always stick to the same old stuff where we just kind of hang out in each other's backyards and just talk to each other about random stuff, right? Um, well, what we ended up doing was we decided to meet up at a McDonald's to kind of discuss what new things we could try out. And my friend Alex ended up taking his truck that day, luckily. So we kind of convened and we talked and we decided, you know what, we should go off roading. None of us have ever done it. Well, one of us has done it, but my friend Armando had been, he's the expert, I guess, because he's been more than me and Alex. So we decided, hey, you know what, that sounds really fun. We could go off Montana, find some random dirt dunes to go, off roading on. So the ride, well, sorry, I'm skipping ahead of myself. Um, what ended up happening was Alex wanted to take us to some sort of, Afghan training facility. It's where the military go to train their soldiers, like for military engagements over in Afghanistan. I guess he heard about it from a couple of guys that he worked with. But me and Armando weren't trying to get arrested or get like in trouble for trespassing, right? Like we're trying to be adventurous, not do illegal stuff. So we ended up going off Montana, finding that dune or whatever. And you know what? For the first couple of minutes that we were there, it was super fun experience, man. Like we were, I was sitting in the back of the bed of the truck, so it was like super scary. I was hanging out to the side, like I was gonna fly out because obviously that's a super real possibility. But my friend Alex took good care of me. He was driving. He made sure that we didn't go too like we weren't crazy or we didn't go up any crazy hills that I'd fly out of, right? Well, for the few minutes that we enjoyed the ride, it was super fun. Well, we got stuck. You know, none of us prepared for that. We didn't think there'd be that deep of a sand out in the desert. I mean, you think it'd be obvious, but we didn't know any better, right? So, when we got stuck, we got out. We figured, hey, this is no big deal. We'll just dig the car out. We'll back it up. We'll push it out. Super easy, right? Well, we didn't know that if you didn't dig out right and the car didn't have anything under the tire for traction, it wouldn't come out. It would only just dig deeper. So the first couple of times we tried like 10, 15 times before we even decided to look for something with traction, right? And we just dug and dug and dug the car deeper into the sand. So we were completely stuck. We couldn't get out. We were in the middle of the desert. We had no idea what to do. And then my friend Armando was like, my stepdad told me, whatever you want to do, make sure you have something with traction. That way the tires could catch and we could, back it out. So we decided to wander the desert for a couple minutes or, to look for maybe some tires we could put under to get, that traction. Spent about 15, 20 minutes looking in the hot sun. We didn't have any water. It's a terrible experience, right? Next thing we decided to try was, hey, maybe we should, call one of our friends. Maybe they could come dig us out. Maybe they know something that we don't. Called all our friends. Nobody showed up at all. They couldn't. No one. Everyone was either working, or they didn't have a car to come help us. They didn't have a shovel to dig us out. No tow cables. Nothing. Um, so we were stuck for like 3 hours, and Alex finally decided, you know what? Let's see if we can flag someone down the road, or maybe we'll find somebody else out here. So we decided to leave the truck there. That sounds like a terrible idea, right? So we left the truck there and we walked back the way we came. We followed our tracks and we ended up finding this guy coming down the same path we did. And this guy was obviously prepared. He had a all wheel drive, engine that like ran on diesel. Like he was prepared. He had tow cables in the front of his car. So we flagged him down. We were waving at him, hey, come get us, like come help us out. So the guy ended up pulling over. He said, yeah, you know what? This happens all the time. We always see people out here. It was him and his family. Um, and I don't know if I mentioned, I can't remember. The guy's name was Ricardo. Ricardo and his family came by and, they offered to help us out. So they took Alex back to where the car was while me and Armando, we walked back because we needed to get out of, we didn't want to hold up and we didn't want to move a bunch of stuff and we didn't want to seem like an inconvenience to them, even though they offered to help. So Ricardo towed the truck out of the dirt, and you know, he said, "Yeah, guys, if you ever need help again, here's my number." And we went our separate ways. But I think a good moral to this story, well, I actually have two morals to this story to wrap it up real fast, is to always be prepared. And even when you think you're prepared, you're probably not. So you should prepare more than you think, because you never know what's going to happen, and you never know what sort of conflict you'll face out of your comfort zone. And then number two, the second moral was you find help in the unlikeliest of places sometimes, especially when you need it the most. You know, there might not always be somebody to bail you out, or there might not always be somebody to, you know, give you the sound advice you need at the moment. But after the fact, when you're able to reflect back on that, when you're able to reflect back on these stories and all the events that take place in your life, you know, you realize, you know, there was help. You were helped somehow in the unlikeliest, you know, place that you would not have expected. You know, yeah, that's my narrative speech. You know, thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. You guys have a good night.